catch.
Get ready for a surprise.
Hello everyone, this is Pico Entertainment and we are back again, and here now we have another video for you, and we're going to take a look back at the action science fiction epic Total Recall. Released on June 1st, 1990, it stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Rachel Ticotin, Michael Ironside, Ronny Cox, Sharon Stone, and it was directed by Paul Verhoeven. Now the story of Total Recall is that it's set within the futuristic year of 2084 on planet Earth, where construction worker Douglas Quaid continually has dreams about experiences on Mars with a mysterious woman. He yearns to travel to Mars but is dissuaded by his wife due to the ongoing military terrorist revolution against the rule of Virus Cohagen, who has control over the oxygen and mining supplies. Determined by his dreams, Quaid enlists into the Total Recall program, which sells artificial memories through implants that allows people to experience their most desired adventures. During the implant operation, Quaid starts freaking out and is sedated and sent home. But all of a sudden his life starts to unravel as he finds himself under attack from his friends, his wife, and assassins all trying to kill him. Completely confused and scared, Quaid embarks on a journey of self-discovery where he possibly holds the key to the rebellion against Cohagen and the safety of Mars. Now when looking back on Total Recall, it's a great action-adventure classic, very much a populist mainstream entertainment that hits all of the right notes in terms of action, spectacle, excitement, mystery and concept. Now yes, it has all of the elements of a typical action Schwarzenegger vehicle, with all the explosions, the car chases, fight scenes, one-liners and bad puns, all elements that for many people made his film so much watchable still to this day. But what elevates Total Recall into the upper tier of Schwarzenegger's efforts is the skillful direction of Paul Verhoeven, already cementing his status within Hollywood with the iconic science fiction classic RoboCop in 1987. That was where he was able to balance satirical themes alongside the violent action and spectacle. And he does the same throughout this movie here, successfully incorporating elements of self-discovery and the lines between dreams and reality. We have ideals of rebellion and resistance against the tyrannical rule, and also the exploitation of inhabitants. Now whilst these themes are only broadly touched on, we don't really go into deep philosophy or spiritual subject matter as what we would do, for example, with the likes of Blade Runner or 2001 A Space Odyssey, but that was never the intention of the producers, who wanted the movie to be more like a Raiders of Lost Ark in Mars. But Verhoeven messaged the pace very well, making the story engaging all the way through, and as a result, it's far more watchable than what certainly critics would consider more intelligent science fiction movies. There's enough here to keep Total Recall interesting, whilst at the same time allowing plenty of room for spectacle, and it really works all the way through the entire movie. Now we do have certain scenes that elevate the film, such as the moment where Quaid is visited by Dr. Edgemore around halfway through the film, where he tries to disarm him by convincing him that he's merely experienced his Total Recall implants, and it's this scene that actually convinced Verhoeven to direct the movie in the first place. We then also have the great reveal of Kuato, who is the mutant leader of the Resistance, another one of the great movie's moments. Now in terms of the cast, they all perform great. Yes, Schwarzenegger is his usual iconic superhero presence, but he is allowed to infuse a bit more vulnerability within Quaid as a character. Michael Ironside is fantastic as Richter, the right hand man of Cohagen, constantly disobeying orders by trying to kill Quaid. It's a great villainry and character, and it's one of those signs that Michael Ironside could have had a far more successful career within Hollywood had he been given the right scripts. But overall, it's a great character within the film, and this goes the same for Ronny Cox, playing that typical ruthless, cynical CEO boss that we were already accustomed to within his role as Dick Jones in RoboCop. And despite the criticism at the time of this release, I also like both female roles within the story. In her breakthrough role, Sharon Stone is fearless and tough as a deceptive Laurie, who was implanted as Quaid's wife, and you can't deny how hot she looks, especially when she's working out in a gym outfit. And you could say the same equally for Rachel Ticotin, who is equally just as fierce and competent as Melina, who is the main female interest throughout the story. And I think when I look at these characters, it's a good example of how you can have very strong, physically able female roles within a mainstream blockbuster. We also have to mention once again the great Jerry Goldsmith for another great musical score, again just adding extra value to the movie once more. So we then talk about the movie's overall release, and it was one of the biggest box office successes of the year, grossing over 261.4 million from a budget ranging from around 40 to 80 million, which made it one of the most expensive movies at the time, but it definitely had a positive impact going forward after its release. It continued Schwarzenegger's prominence as one of the biggest movie stars within the industry after having successive hits such as Twins and Kindergarten Cop. He would later go on to cement his dominant status a year later in 1991 with Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Sharon Stone would herself become one of the biggest actresses of the early to mid 90s by working with Paul Verhoeven again in 1991 in the massive hit Basic Instinct. And Total Recall remains to this day very well favoured by both fans and critics, many citing it as one of Schwarzenegger's top efforts alongside Terminator and Predator, and I very much agree with that sentiment. I'm not quite sure that Total Recall will ever be a stellar science fiction story, but it's still a very entertaining, action-packed adventure, always endlessly enjoyable, and it further remains as one of Schwarzenegger's best ever movies. So here's my overall thoughts and feelings and review of Total Recall. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Where do you think it ranks amongst the hierarchy of Schwarzenegger's films? Do you have it up there with the likes of Terminator and Conan and Predator, or do you think it's just a notch below those movies? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think it ranks alongside Paul Verhoeven's best films with RoboCop and Starship Troopers? Also let me know your thoughts. And if you have any other movies or television series or any other issues or topics that you'd like to see me cover within the entertainment industry, then also let me know within the comments, and I will see if I can provide further commentary for you on that subject matter within the future. Please also hit and like the subscription and notification buttons so I can provide you with more high quality content like this in the future. But that's it for now. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you very, very soon.